Hi everybody, I've got a little bit of a treat for you, something that you can add to your community service, Xbox, PC and PlayStation that's pretty cool, and that's these fellas. Ghillie Suit zombies that spawn in wooded areas. And also some of them will be wearing head torches as well, so at night they are incredibly scary to come across. And they're really difficult to see, even in the daytime. If one's like in a bush, as they tend to find themselves, you just can't see them. So, as you'd expect, I've made these incredibly easy to install yourself. All you need to do is go over to my GitHub repository. There is a link in the description below the video, or my Mega, and there'll be a link in the description below the video. I have both because I had trouble with GitHub disappearing on me. So I've got Mega as a backup that I'll be using for it. And in those files, you will find a picture of a ghillie zombie. Very nice. And then the readme.txt. And the readme.txt is a step-by-step instructions on how to install and get these zombies spawning on Chernarus and Livonia as well. So what we'll do next is, if you're cool with that, bye, thank you very much for watching the video, see you again soon. If you want to, then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through an install on one of my servers. So I've got the normal usual warning at the top saying, look, when you put these on, I might make mistakes, they might ruin your server. And basically we need to start off with the CFG spawnable type. So here we are. So here's one of my servers here. Here's an Xbox server. We're on Nitrado, so we're going to go into the web interface, and then we're going to go into the file browser. So we go to the file browser, and then we go into the XB mission, obviously PS missions on PlayStation, just missions on a PC server. And then we're going to go into the Chernarus mission, like so. And then, if we just go back to the instructions, which are here, we can see the first instruction is, in CFG spawnable types, edit the zombie M patrol normal autumn to this. So we're going to change the preset of what the patrol normal autumn zombie actually wears. So if we go back to here, so we just go to CFG spawnable types, and we can just click on this. These are all fairly small additions, so you're kind of okay to do it in the browser. So what we want to do is we want to do Control F, and you can search for patrol, and then just press down. There it is. So type name zombie patrol normal autumn, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to go to my repository. We're just going to copy that. You can always download these files. You can click on code, click on download, and that'll download them. It's quite small, so you don't really need to. So it's just copy that. And we're just going to paste this over the top of the existing entry. Now, whenever you do anything like this, just be very careful that you've done it in the correct place and haven't left any little angle brackets or anything. So as you can see, we've changed the presets. Well, 3 of the presets that the Zombie Patrol Autumn spawns with: Glasses 2, Hats Army, Bugs Army. So if we just save that, and then if we go to the instructions, we can say in CFG random presets, add this. Okay, so what we need to do now is click on there. Go back to kind of the root directory for the mission, and we need to see CFG random presets. There it is, CFG random presets. I click on that, and what we're doing here is we're actually adding in something. So in CFG random presets, add this, and these are the little code snippets that tell your DayZ server when a zombie M patrol normal autumn spawns in, please spawn him in with these things, which will be a ghillie suit woodland, which he'll definitely be wearing, and a ghillie hood. And then he has a 25% chance of spawning in with either a white head torch, so with a white light, or one with a red light on. So if we copy that, and then we go over here. Now, what I'd suggest you do is scroll down until you get to the army presets, and just add it to the end of there. Then you'll find it at the end. So you get all the food first. Hats City bags, Hats Industrial, Hats Firefighter. Here we have Vests Army. So we've got the army stuff. And if you scroll down, eventually you get to the police. And if you just make a bit of a space here and paste that in, and we can just see. And all I'm looking for is, when I just look at these, I'm looking for, is there a beginning opening statement, attachments, and is there a closing one, just to make sure I haven't buggered it up. So that's good. So we save that. Go back to the instructions. Now we need to find the events.xml and add our new events.xml. So just going to go back to the root directory for the mission, and the events.xml is in your DB folder or your DB directory. So we're just going to click on that. Bum, 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 bum. There's events, so we're just going to click on that. And you see it says in event add this. So this is the event that spawns in the ghillies, infected ghillies. Now you might wonder, well, why is there so many? And the reason for this is because infected events are something that you always want to happen. You know, when you go into a town or a village or a city in DayZ, there are always zombies there, aren't there? If you spawn in the middle of one, there might not be some immediately around you, but they will spawn in eventually. But as you approach a city, a town or a village, zombies are always there. And that's kind of the case with these, with the infected ghillies. If you go into the countryside and come near to one of the spawn points where these are, and I'll be showing you those in a minute, an infected ghillie suit zombie will be there. So let's now copy that. Unlike things like the animals, which when you go to a spawn point, they might not be there because there's a lot less of them happening on a server. So we just copied that. So we've gone into here. Now, the best way to do this would be to put the event amongst the zombie events, but you could, if you want, just put it at the top. There we go. And again, we're just looking for, is there an opening and closing event? Argument. I'd always recommend validating your files with an online XML validator and an online JSON validator if you're doing JSONs. I've tested these, so I'm not doing that for these ones. And then if we go down to here, we now have an option about how many and where we want these to spawn. So what I've done is for Chernarus and Livonia, I've created two sets of territory additions. And these territory additions, these coordinates, they're based on the deer coordinates. So all I did was I took all the deer spawn points and converted them to infected ghillie spawn points. And the second section below Chernarus or below Livonia is every single one. However, if you use every single one, what could well happen is that infected ghillie suit zombies will always spawn in, and the red deer, the bigger deer, will never spawn in. So I recommend you use the first section, which is the ones that say use every other spawn point. And if you have a look, there's one at the top for Chernarus, then you scroll all the way down, and then you've got the Livonia ones. And it's, again, I recommend use half of them. Now, I could well be wrong, and it could be that they don't interfere with each other in that way. And it could be that you actually get the fascinating happenstance of ghillie suit zombies chasing deer. You know, like when you go into a village sometimes, don't you? And there'll be some zombies chasing some pigs or some sheep or something like that, or some cows. Well, that might well happen. But I've created both versions of it, and for this one I'm going to be using this one that uses every other deer spawn point. So you'll come across the bigger deer, and you'll come across the infected ghillie suit zombies, but there won't be as many of them. So we need to find the zombie territories file. So if we go back to the root directory for the mission, and then we go to the env directory, this one here, we can click on here, and we scroll down to zombie territories. We can just click on this one, and then right at the top, just make some space and paste that in. Territory there, territory at the beginning. Yeah, that's all cool. And then scroll down and save, and then I'll restart the server. Obviously, you should really tell anybody on your server that you're doing a restart before you dive in. Don't think anybody's on mine to start off with. And that, my friends, is it. That's how easy it is. And you will have the amazing ghillie suit zombies spawning in. There's one there on your server. They're very difficult to see. In fact, sometimes I think they're easier to see at night when they've got head torches on. But the head torches, especially the red head torch, isn't very bright. So It's not that much of a giveaway. And in fact, what I love about zombies with head torches is that sometimes you think it's a real player for a few seconds. You think, oh, there's a player over there, because players sometimes wear head torches, don't they? But these ghillie suit zombies, even in the day, I've been sort of doing some testing, and on PC we can have these wonderful mods where these little markers come up that show you where things are, and I'll be like getting really close to the ghillie suit zombie, and I'm like, where is he? And then he's just there because he's standing in front of a bush or behind a bush, and it happens that way. So there we go. I'll put a link to these two sets of files in the description below the video, both the GitHub one and the Mega one, in case either of them don't work. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and of course, I'll see you again soon.